Hello everybody, it's Tina at Tina Stitches. Welcome to my channel. This is a channel primarily about cross stitch, but you will find an occasional other craft or dog in the video. Or two dogs, to be more precise. Right, Gidget? Gidget is here with me. She's going to try to be quiet, but you know how she is. If something surprises her, she will bark sharply, and I'm sorry. And of course, she needed some attention. Gidget, what's this? What's this? So, there's your fix of puppies. Khaleesi is over on the chair. She is resting. She has a pulled tendon in her back right leg, and she's not supposed to be jumping or going up and down stairs or any of that kind of stuff, so I'm trying not to make her come to me if at all possible. Of course, you know, you put her on the couch and she jumps down and goes over to the chair. You put her in the chair, she goes over to the couch. You just can't win. So it's been 2 weeks and there doesn't seem to be any improvement. So fingers crossed that we can just get away with giving her medication, but there is a surgery that may have to be done. She may be the next $1 million dog. I hope not. But I will do whatever it takes to take care of my dog. So, we will see. This one, on the other hand, is so active. I am afraid that she would get injured by, say, a car or another dog. But, yeah. So, I know you're here for the cross stitch. So, I wonder if she will let me put her down. Alright, get down. Good girl. Okay. Today is Saturday, December the 4th. It is just after 2 in the afternoon. I am filming from another location. Usually I've been filming from the dining room right across from me. But I decided to switch it up. I've brought this dresser in from the garage. I originally was going to paint it before I brought it in, but forget that. I decided to just go ahead and bring it in because we need the storage. So, ta-da, there's storage. I have not decorated for Christmas. I've brought a few things out. For instance, this is a box. I brought out a bin that had the stockings and this box of ornaments, which I wasn't going to share, but this is where I keep some random ornaments, but especially all of my handmade exchange pieces that have come to me throughout the years. So these are going to stay in this box until I get a tree up. It may just be my little snowy birch tree, and it may be a giant evergreen. We will see. In order to put up the bigger artificial tree, I need to clear out my stitching out of the living room. So the best way to do that is to have a WIP Parade. I have my stockings out of that bin, so I'm just going to take my projects, which right now sit on the floor in these bins, and I'm going to transfer them into this other bin, take it upstairs, and store it in the husband's office. Just because of Christmas. Of course, I am surrounded by stuff. This is a lot harder to do without a table in front of you. So I should just get started. 100th episode was a few weeks ago, and I haven't done a draw yet, so I should probably just go ahead and do that, because this is going to be a long video, and I know those people people want to know, did I win? Did I win? So these are what I have up for the giveaway. I need to get into my notebook here. You know, I have these flags. Okay, so I needed to get my YouTube video comment picker set up. There were 24 comments on my video, but that might include the comments of me responding. So I am going to be picking based on keywords, and one of the things that I was going to give away is a hand-dyed piece of fabric. I have not dyed the fabric yet because I decided, since some of you have put into your comment what you wanted the color to be, what you were hoping for, I decided to wait and see what who wins, and maybe we'll work with that. So I'm going to say we are going to look for fabric for the first comment. There's 14 comments. 14 comments that say fabric, I believe. So it is going to be Drex and Daniela. 100 episodes is a huge milestone. Congrats, beloved is looking great. I would love a new project bag, fabric, or scissors for Christmas. So she did not specify, she or he, I'm pretty sure that's a she, did not specify a color, so we'll see what I come up with. So I should be writing this down. And I will respond to your comment, but I will need you to get in touch with me in order for me to ship you something, because I'm going to need your address and such. And I realize now the sun is coming in from the door over there. Oh well. So now let's see. So the next item up for giveaway is this project bag. And I am not going to be sending there will be no duplicates. Let's just say that. Okay? And for this I said Christmas. And 8 comments said Christmas. And Nancy's needlework. That was just entered this morning, so she just snuck right in there. Congratulations, I am glad you continue to make videos. I hope I get some Dovo scissors for Christmas. I needed to listen to your soothing voice this morning. Oh, that's so sweet. Okay. Nancy's needlework. And the scissors set. So I'm giving away both of these patterns plus one of the packages of silk, which will not have enough black to do both patterns, but that is going to be given away, and the word is scissors. I'm not sure if I said scissors or scissor, so I will put scissor. And we have 15 entries for that. Jeannette, congratulations on your milestone. I am always looking forward to your beloved update. It is such a stunning chart. The scissors are gorgeous too. I absolutely loved you. Loved yours. You know, I'm thinking this date is just saying the date that I'm drawing the winner, so, because I'm sure that was not entered there today. So, Jeannette is the winner of the scissor selection. And the last giveaway that I have is a gift certificate for a Heaven and Earth design. Digital download, so I will be purchasing a chart off of your wish list or sending you a gift certificate for you to buy your own chart. And for that, I said to use the code BELOVED in your entry. And we have 15 entries. Teresa Chuckle. I see your comments all the time, so I know you watch me all the time. I'm so happy a regular has gotten to win something. Congratulations on your 100th episode. Always a joy watching your channel. Love seeing your progress on all your beautiful projects. Beloved looks amazing. I already started my Christmas projects, but blue fabric for one of them. Love embroidery and sewing scissors on the pink. Have a wonderful week and happy stitching. So, those are our lucky winners. So I will be getting those out as soon as I can. Yeah, you'll have to get in touch with me. I will leave a comment when I'm done uploading. I will leave a comment on your comment because I just think it's just easier that way. So we will communicate about mailing these. So now that that is done, let's get on to the WIPs. So, Beloved, since I have my tablet here, we're going to do Beloved right away. And then I can put it away and we can go on to the other. The other thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to do all my WIPs. I'm going to try to do all the WIPs in chronological order. And the reason I say that is because the older they are, the bigger they are. So the bigger ones will get out of the way sooner. And I am just going to open up Pattern Caper and bring up what Beloved is supposed to look like. So this is my Heaven and Earth design, Beloved. Adele Sessler. I think it's also on the website under Adele Lorraine. But this is Beloved. Just search Beloved and it will come up on Heaven and Earth. And I don't have before pictures because, you know, computer stuff. But I didn't get nearly as much as we had hoped. I mean, we were aiming for 12 to 1400 stitches a week. I stitch on this in the mornings. This is my oldest WIP to date. I started this in about, I think I have it listed as 2016. I can tell you right now. Yep. 2 projects from 2016. This is one of them. And here's where we are at. And my frame does not want to cooperate. Here's where we are. I did get myself some of these silicone thread holders. So I am working on the black over here, the dark colors over here, and then coming over here and working on this section on the weekends. And this, I'm pretty sure, has gotten a lot of work. I don't believe you could make this braid out very well. So I am getting there. I will look up my goal to tell you if I have reached that since my last WIP Parade. I did not have a goal for that. My goal this year, well, my goal for 2022 is to finish. I did not make a list. Before starting, so I can also watch the video myself and make my goals, write them down after. But I am going to be putting Beloved back on the dresser that it normally lives on over there and resume with the rest of the WIPs because they're piling up. So, Beloved is out of the way. I'm going to open up this bin and I'm going to start moving stuff from these bins here into that bin to be relocated just for Christmas. So the next WIP in this series of trying to find the bag that it, yes, okay, this one is actually going to stay out, and the reason for that is because I wanted to get it finished this year, and I still have a chance, barely. I have not touched this, and I have been saying I need to get it finished. Really wanted to get it finished, and it just has not seen the love it deserves. And my magnetic things are sticking to my watch. So I am talking about Crystal Christmas by Mirabilia. That is what it's going to look like And let me take this off this side. I wonder. Yeah. Here is where it's at. It's so close. It's just the beading that has to be done, and the medallions along the bottom. This angel is finished 100%. This one is mostly finished. And that's as far as I got for the beads. Just up here. So, yeah. All the empty spaces need beads. And there are a lot. So I will be leaving this one out. The problem with beading is I need to do it at my dining room table. That's just how it is. So this one will not be going in that bin. It'll stay in this bin. And hopefully sees more love. One word of caution. If you are planning to stitch Crystal Christmas, I have mentioned this before, there are Krynic braids, lots of sparkle, which makes it beautiful, and that's fine, but this is number 8 braid, and do not use the 8 braid. Find the next finer selection, which I believe is 16 or 4. You know what? I can tell you right now. I think find something with another Krynic, and I'll tell you which size to go to. 4. Go to 4 braid, not the 8. The 8 is way too thick. It was so hard to work these bits in here. It was so hard to do that. And this is 32 count, I believe, 32 count white cashel linen, and so it's looser. Is it cashel or Belfast? I went with what was called for. This is going to be a long video at this rate. .32 count white Belfast, it looks like. So it's a looser weave, and it was still very difficult to do that treasure braid. It's not treasure braid, but treasure braid would have worked as well. So, word of advice. Don't go with the 60. And sorry for the zipper. Beloved is stitched on 25 count, 2 over 1 half cross, even weave. The next WIPs I have to share. Okay, now this is a WIP Parade, so I haven't worked on these very much recently. I worked on 2 of them, and they're very close to being done. One of them just needs the beads, which I think I can get done this year. I'm not exactly sure where it's sitting at right now. There it is. Okay. I think I worked on this one since my last video. Vixen. Vixen did get some love. Vixen is now at the point where I can bead. This is what Vixen should look like. The Christmas Eve couriers I started in 2017 Mania, and I have a couple of them finished. But not they're not out. And the reason for that is they're in a closet, which is in a room that is occupied, that has so much stuff in it. It's just impossible to get to that box right now. So it will not be coming out. They will not be coming out. I have Rudolph and Prancer, I believe, finished. But this is Vixen. And Vixen is ready for beads. I believe it was just outlining that had to be done. So backstitching the antlers and that. I mean, I wrote down that I worked on it for 3 days, but I really don't. There's supposed to be snow as well, isn't there? So there is more to do. There's snow down here. I know originally I said I wasn't going to do the snow. I'm doing the snow. So that's Vixen. And here is Donner. And Donner is at the point of putting beads on. So there's Donner. And like I said, I am putting the snow in. So, but I started the beads. This is, all of the Christmas Eve couriers are stitched on 32 count Nocturne Belfast linen by Picture This Plus. I started to do the beads in the evening after work. That was just not a very pleasant experience. So I decided to wait until a time as to where I can sit at the dining room and stitch the beads on then. This will take a little while. The next one I have in my bag closest to me, the ones that I have in this project bag are the ones that are the closest to being done. So this one is Dasher. And Dasher, I believe, is also at the point of beading. I think all of the back stitching is done. It's just beads. Just beads. Hold, please. Okay, so the next Christmas Eve courier that I have to show is Cupid. And Cupid is one that I am undecided about. So here's what it's supposed to look like. And I'm not 100% crazy about the bird. So he's done everything except for the space underneath. Even the beads are on there. Except for the charms. There are charms. Just a couple of charms that go on the decorative clothing for the reindeer. So that's where that's at. I may steal part of the treetop design from one of the other ones and put that in here instead. So this one is done except for that part. This one is nowhere near as far as the others. And there's no reason for it. It's just one of the ones that didn't get touched as much. Blitzen. And here's where it's at. So really, not a whole lot. And once you get stitching on these, they do stitch up pretty fast. It's just, I need to focus on them. And this one is also it's getting there. Dancer. And here's where Dancer is. So this one also needs a lot more stitching, but not nearly as much as the last one. My goal when I did my last WIP Parade was to have all the reindeer done. As you can see, that didn't happen. What else do we have in here? Yes. Another one where reindeer is not finished. Comet. Good start, but that's all it is. I honestly couldn't even tell you if, well no, I did pick up all of the reindeer at least once this year, and that was during Magazine Monthly Challenge in September for the ABC Ingo. I had entered all of the reindeer on the board to be stitched on for at least that day. So I'm going to put the reindeer back in their bags and be back at it. So took a little break. I had to eat something, so I am fed now. So let's continue. So I was at the Christmas Eve Couriers. My lips are hot now because I had hot wings. So I was at Christmas Eve Couriers, and they were all the ones that I haven't shown you are the ones that are finished, that are in a closet, and so forth. So the last piece to complete the sleigh, some people are stitching the it's a Mirabilia design, the Snow Queen, to go with these to complete the set. They are two different sets in my mind. I love the Snow Queen. I think it's beautiful, but it's not part of this set. But the one that is part of the set, and I did start it, and I don't think I may have touched it one day this year, and I'm not even 100% which way it goes. Okay, this is Santa's sleigh. That's the final piece for my set of Christmas Eve couriers, also stitched on the same piece of 32 count Belfast linen. And here's where I'm at. This was not a focus for me this year, so that's why it didn't get a lot of attention. Even things that I did want to focus on did not get as much as they should have. But that's where that one is. And that is it for the Christmas Eve couriers. So I did, as I was putting stuff away, I kind of swapped things around. This is the original bag for Christmas Eve couriers. They're all back in there, and I put the sleigh in here. This is where the threads and the beads and everything are. It's all together. It's all good. That's going in the bin. The next one that I am going to share, after all of those, the next ones that I have are from 2018, and they were, I believe they were also Mania starts. Mania is something that was a thing and is no longer a thing, but it was a Facebook group. It was an official, legitimate stitching community thing. But now everybody has gone and just made it their own thing. So I'm not going to get into all of that because we'll be here forever. But I am just going to say that's where these were started. Hold please. I had to get the other basket in which the chart is. I believe the cover picture is in here. It is a printed copy that is, well, as old as when it started. This is my Chatelaine. Royal Tudor Mandala. I am stitching it on 32 count white opalescent with the called for silks. And my goal for this year was to have it another quarter finished. And I am going to take it off the Q-snap because it's been on the Q-snap for much too long. You might be cringing because I'm not sliding the snaps off, but I have a piece of fabric underneath to protect the original stitching. I think that sliding the Q-snap off actually does more warping. So here is where I am. As you can see, I did not finish another quadrant. I wanted to have the gardens done all the way across, up to where I'd be putting in the next crown. This crown here does not have the Jessica or Smyrna's, I believe. Jessica's and Smyrna's in the pearl parts. But yeah. I've mentioned before, there are charting errors in this black work part, so I am self-correcting. But I've noticed that a lot of people are stitching it the way that it's charted, which looks bizarre. It's like part of the, it's like this part would be overlapping that part, and it just is not, it's not the way she intended it to be. So this is the part that I was working on more recently. And I mean, I just have that part to finish, and then the specialty stitches inside, and then it'd be done. I really don't think I'm going to get to it anytime soon, so I am just going to leave it off the Q-snap for now to let the fabric relax, and I can use this for something else. I'm going to put it in here though. Into the bin. Sorry for the noise. Okay. The next one in my WIP Parade, I wonder if I should take it off the Q-snap as well. Now I have these empty Q-snaps hanging around. This is the one that I've been working on more recently, so much more recently, as of last night, and I am so close to having 1/4 of it finished. I am speaking of Dressmaker's Daughter by Mirabilia. This is the second project that I have left over from 2018, and I've been stitching on it. I've been stitching the dresses opposite the season I am in the Northern Hemisphere, because this was a stitch along the Queen's Mirabilia's Spring, Summer, Autumn, Winter Queen series. Was a stitch along that a lot of the Australian ladies that I was watching were doing a stitch along according to their seasons. So I hopped on the train and I am stitching it in the Australian seasons. I don't know if any of this makes any sense to you, I'm just rambling on while I take this off the Q-snap so that you can see everything. And then I will be putting it back on the Q-snap in a new position to be ready for summer, because it is almost time to change over. So we'll just go like this, and here is summer and autumn. And this is stitched on 32 count lavender mist, or is it just lavender? Lavender Belfast by Extrude Designs. And here is spring and winter. And I've been working on spring because it's been autumn here. And I got it practically finished. I even got the lettering in. The only thing left to do, aside from beads, because I leave all the beading to the end, you know how well that works for me. I just have to put the cage in, and I started it last night. It's about a quarter of the way finished. That's where it's at. So the next one I will be working on is summer, and my goal for this when I did my WIP Parade last year was to have 2 of these finished. That's not going to happen by the end of December. Not a chance. The majority of what's left, well, I mean, this whole part is full coverage. This here, I believe, was about 2,100 stitches, and that took me about 2 weeks. So I started it just after the 20th, and still worked on it up to last night. So I will be leaving this one. Will I be? I don't know if I'll leave it out. Maybe I won't. I mean, I've really got a lot of good progress on it. On a roll. Good time to put it away. Because when you're on a roll, because then you want to pick it up again. So we'll put that in the bin. It's only going, it's not going in a closet and being left forever. It's just till after Christmas. The next project is my only WIP left over from 2019. I need my pattern maker for this one because it is my other full coverage piece, and it is here somewhere. Here we go. Hatter by Gecko Rouge. I got this as a kit for Christmas in 2018 and started at New Year's. It was my New Year's start for 2019. My goal for this when I did my WIP Parade was to have another row of pages done. I don't even think I have 1 row of pages done because I have not put a whole lot of attention into this. I'm working from the bottom up. I'm trying to find my page breaks here. Well, I don't know where the page breaks are. There they are. Yeah, I'm nowhere near another page break. But here is where I am, and this is going to be hard to show because of the silicone things, but not a lot farther. I got the teacup finished and worked a little ways up here and over here up some, and just bringing it up in general. But yeah, that's where that's at, which is it's gonna get there eventually. It's not nearly as big as Beloved, and it might become my morning project when Beloved is done, but who knows? That's a long ways from now. And the only project that I have left over from 2020 is Reproductions by My Big Doe. This is probably another Mania start, I believe it was, and it calls for silks. I did not buy silks. I instead put some threads on my wish list, and my son got me both of them, and one was a very, very variegated color, and the other one, this one, is not as variegated. This is Threadworks 1024, and I am using Cranberry by Gentle Arts for the red contrast. I know I could have switched it up and done some other colorway, but I did not. I did like the way their design was, and so I stuck with it. I am stitching this on 22 count Hardanger, 2/1 full cross, and my goal for this was to get a full page across. This is 6 pages in total. The chart is very small, but it's not super complicated. And here's where it's at. So I met my goal of having the center 2 pages finished. I think my goal for 2022 will be to have 1 page finish. I think I'm not sure which direction I'm going to go. I think it makes more sense to go to the top and do this page and then this page and then come down and do the rest. But we'll see. I just like doing all the pretty letters. So this one It's on a big frame, so it will not technically be going upstairs, but the chart and everything will be going up in the bin. So that brings us to 2021. All of these projects that you see from here on out is going to be something that I started this year. There's not a lot, but some of them are pretty big. Some of them got a lot of love, and some of them did not get so much. Some of them are because of magazine monthly challenge groups, and some of them are just because I wanted to start it. This one was because of the magazine monthly challenge group. It was in my magazine stash for a long time. I wanted to start it, and the whole purpose of this group is to start these things that you've been collecting and get them done. So, English Garden Welcome is in the, trying to find the cover for you. Just cross stitch, June 1999 issue. Cover looks like that. I did stitch that already, long time ago. But this is Teresa Wentzler. Welcome. English Garden Welcome. And here's where I am. And that's upside down. Here you go. Yeah. So this is the center garden scene. There's a little bit more over here. Lots of blends. And I'm okay with that. I am fluent in Teresa Wentzler. I have done Peacock Majesty, Lady of Shalott, a few others, Dragon Rider. So yeah, I knew there was going to be blends. I knew what Teresa Wentzler designs are like. And my way of dealing with that is floss cards, floss all cut the same length, and you can pull one and one. In this case I am parking, but generally would not. Now I say that only because when I did Teresa Wentzler's before, I did not park at all. I stitched it entirely and then tied it off and snipped it. But this one I am comfortable leaving a thread hanging because I know how to park now. So yeah, you will see a lot of park threads actually. One of the things that I used to do is if I did have to cut off a piece that was blended, I would take a piece of fabric, a scrap piece of fabric, write the symbol down of the blended thread and thread that piece of thread through there and put it in the project bag until it was needed again. So this one, I don't really have any big goals for it. I just really wanted to stitch it. So I had the opportunity to start it. I did that. I pull it out once in a while for other challenges, for like say home or welcome things like that. I will pull this out many times in the future, but there is no goal at this point. Les Belles Lettres de GiGi. This one is a pattern that I got on Faith because I saw the other designs in the series and they were beautiful. But when you look up the letter T of Les Belles Lettres de GiGi, the screen itself, when you look it up online, it actually has like 4 blurry circles here because the picture cannot be translated well because it is just tone on tone. And I wanted to do one of these, so I picked up the letter T and I looked at the chart, and it is a beautiful chart, and I started to stitch it in black on a piece of pink that I had from my stash. It was Picture This Plus something pink. I don't know the name exactly. And I wanted black on pink, but the stitching was not working out well on that particular piece of fabric. So I bought some 35, I believe. Okay, I had to switch batteries. So I hope it didn't cut off too much. I was just explaining about Les Belles Lettres de GiGi. GiGi are Reproductions T. And I bought some 34, 35, 36, whatever it is, count, Edinburgh linen, and dyed it myself. I wanted it to be pink, and boy is it pink. It is very, very pink. Pepto pink. Very close to Pepto pink. It's got a slight peach tone to it, but I love it. So this is where I am on Les Belles Lettres de GiGi. Let me see if I can. I kind of do want to leave this one on the Q-snap. Can I pull it through there? Now, if you know me on Facebook personally, that is my that's the picture that I'm using for my Facebook profile. I did have to fudge a little bit down here because I made a counting error, but I corrected it. And then I came over here and I got to the sheep, and it's on a page break, and it's a little bit confusing to the eyes. It's just a mental thing. So I decided to go over to the top and come down and then finish off this sheep once I got something established over here. So I have been working up in this section here, which is a giant medallion with a rooster in the center of it. And that's where that one is now. Thought I spotted a needle. So, yeah, I will be putting it in the box. Just for a little while. I don't have any plans for December, to be honest. So they go in the box right now, but they could be coming out almost immediately. Almost all of my project bags are ones that I've made myself. I have some with a vinyl front, but most of them are the So Much to Love type style. I don't have the lacy trim or zipper pull. Okay, into the box. That is also being stitched with Anchor Black, because I don't recall if I've ever actually done a comparison between DMC and Anchor, but they say Anchor Black covers the best, so I just went ahead and ordered a bunch of Anchor Black. The next one that I'm going to show you is my Permin of Copenhagen kit. I believe it's like sampler 18 something. My son had bought this for me for my birthday, I believe, the year before, in 2020, and so I decided to start it on his birthday in 2021. My birthday's in July, so I held off until March. This is a beautiful, beautiful sampler. I am not much of a sampler person, but I do seem to be drawn to monochromatic samplers or excessively large samplers. I don't have a excessively large sampler that is currently in my kit, but you never know. I mean, this is excessively large, yes. I started this is stitched with the kit fabric and the kit floss, because I do like the color combination. I started to stitch it with 2 strands and decided that I didn't like the way the 2 strands were looking, so I went with 1 strand. It says that it's kitted with DMC. I'm not exactly sure of the color number. That's the color. It's not, the light is reflecting, making it very, I don't want to show you the chart, but $790 series maybe. And that's how much I have done. I did not stitch this all on that March time frame. I did stitch a little bit later on. Not a lot. Not a lot done on here. I really should do more. I do really love this, but I have so many BAPs. This one has not taken priority yet. Perhaps in March, when his birthday comes around, I will make this a focus piece to get a page finish, let's say, and not the pages they have, because theirs are like double wide. So I'm talking like a photocopied, a half of a page. of theirs. Going to be put away for now. My next one, I have actually done a lot of progress on this one because I have been taking it to work. It has been my lunchtime project for the last little while, and I cannot find it. There it is. I tossed it in one of these boxes for a just as a placeholder. This is in my Black Needle Society cozy stitching project bag that I got in September. This is my Riolis Biscornu. This is a kit, and I started it because Sarah and Kim from Stitch and Stuff are doing a Biscornu stitch along. I can't remember if I started it for that or if I'm just stitching it, like working on it because of that, but it has been an incentive. And this is quite a bit since you last saw it. So here's where it is now. And I have stitched this whole section, minus the centerpiece, but the greenery up and the purple there. So it is getting closer and closer. So I have made this my lunchtime project just because it is easier to carry around than my other previous lunchtime project, which I kind of regret now because it is nowhere near where it should be. Not putting that in the bin, keeping that one out for now. So the next two projects that I'm going to share are both Mirabilias, and I started them in May for Mirabilia May. And the first one I'm going to show you. These are two patterns that I decided to start because they make me think of my sisters. This one makes me think of my youngest sister, and it is Cassiopeia. I am stitching this one on, oh, I hope I wrote it down because I don't remember what it is right now. It is Picture This Plus 32 count something, and I should have wrote it down. I don't have my project book with me, but it should be written down in there. And this is, I was worried that it was going to blend in to the dress and everything, but I think the dress is going to show up just fine. And that's where that's at. I worked on it a little bit in August because that's her birthday month. yeah. Mirabilia May. These will probably come out in May just to be given some love. And the next one that I started was for my other sister, Queen Mariposa. This is also stitched on a Picture This Plus. Zephyr, I believe is the color. And this one I was also worried about the colors fading into the background on the dress, but I think it's going to be okay. And here's where she's at. Put away until May. The next one that I started in Mirabilia Mania is the last one that I started, and this one is Adia the Garden Fairy. Now, I was just watching a GiGi stitcher. I cannot remember. I can't think of her name right now. I'm sorry. She's from Winnipeg. She works in a needlework store. Recently employed there. But she just showed this and said that it was out of print. I'm not 100% sure that's out of print or that she was searching for the Garden Fairy when it's actually under Adia the Garden Fairy. I got this, I don't remember when. I don't remember if it was on Stash Unloading or or 123 or something like that. And I'm pretty sure it goes this way. This is stitched on 32 count. Belfast linen by Picture This Plus. I love that color combination. It is Alyssa from Stitching at the Cabin is doing her Pandemic, I think, is on this in a gold colorway. But you think I can think of the name? No. It's been a long day so far. There is another project in here, so I'm going to keep this bag out for now. So after Adia, I mean, I'm not showing you my finishes, so there have been finishes in between all of these projects. For instance, the scissors, Peacock Sampler by Victoria Sampler. So those, I think I might pull them out and do a finishes of 2021, but these are just my current whips at the end of 2021. This one is, I think I'm going to put on a giant, on the bigger Q-snap because it deserves a bigger Q-snap. I've had it on a little tiny 8x8 Q-snap, taking it to work, trying to get on work on it every day, but it got, when I got to this edge, it's too tight to work in the Q-snap. So I wanted to sew a piece of fabric to the edge so I could move it over frame-wise. But this is Owl Forest Embroidery, Alice in Wonderland Sal Stitch Along. It's free. It's down, they're offering a part every other week, and I have made a conversion to my own, out of my own overdized collection. So I converted based on what they said the DMC was, and the only thing that's really different is the red was supposed to be a more muted red, which I had originally picked Baked Apple by Weeks Dye Works, but I had Turkish red sitting nearby, and somebody, Megan, May, had did like an ooh la la at that red, and so I was like, okay, I'll switch it. So I let my iron out, so not that I iron anyways, but if I wanted to, I can't right now. So I am behind. They're all the way across the top now. As of Friday, that part was released. So I'm going to put this in one of the bigger Q-snaps I just freed up, and I think I'm going to make this my December stitch. I think so. I really want to get caught up on that. So this is not going to be put away. It's going to stay out. That basket is done. The next project I started after Owl Forest, that is still a WIP, is another magazine start. And this one is from Just Cross Stitch, May, June 2011. This is Jeannette Douglas Strawberry Stitches. I am a sucker for specialty stitches. This one has lots of specialty stitches, and I am stitching it in many of the called for silks, and I did a conversion for what I didn't have, and then that didn't quite work out, so I ordered more. It's a combination of called for and my own. And here is where I am. This is being stitched on 32 count cream Belfast linen. Just plain cream Belfast. I only have a couple more to go, and I know my husband wants to come home. He is next door working on some plumbing for my son. Poppy Girl. This is my next to last WIP. This I started in July when my husband went for his back surgery, and it's beautiful. It's a beautiful kit. I believe my husband is the one who purchased it off my 123 wish list. This is stitched on 14 count Ada that came with the kit. I'm not exactly sure which way it goes. I believe it goes this way, but that's all that I did. I believe that is her her shoulder, so actually maybe it goes this way. Yeah, it goes this way. It's her shoulder right there. I have come to a realization about this kit. I pulled it out on Remembrance Day because it's poppies, and I thought, what a wonderful thing to stitch on Remembrance Day. And when I started it, we were traveling, and it seemed like a really good pattern to work on in the car, and so on. It is and it isn't. Ada is great to work on in the car. The chart itself was not that great to work on in the car. So this is not going to be a car project anyways. So I decided I am going to switch out the fabric. I'm not a big Ada fan, and I think I can find something in my stash or dye something that will go with this. So this will be a restart. And the last project that I have to share is so close to being finished. I wanted it to be finished, and I thought I could have it finished, but those darn Bargello, is it Bargello stitches? I think it is. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not. Let me just look it up again. Bullion knot. It's not a Bargello. It's a bullion knot. This is Sunflower Street by Victoria Sampler. I started this in September because Sampler September and Sunflower September. Sunflower Sampler. Get it? I dyed some fabric, and I dyed 2 pieces, and I liked the one piece better, but turns out it would not work very well for specialty stitches, so I went with the alright, this'll do fabric that I dyed myself. And I am finished up to the point of doing cut work here and these bullion knots. So that's why I took it off of the frame, was because getting those bullion knots, you need 3 hands. So I need to look at the tutorial again and see what it was that was her trick, that I got it right the first time when I did it with the embroidery scissors pattern. I looked at their paper copy and I couldn't get it, and then I watched a tutorial and then I got it. So, but the ribbon embroidery is done. All the French knots are done. All the other specialty stitches are done. Up to these 2 bands here. So, that one I think I will leave out and try to get that finished this year. And that is all of my WIPs. Everything. I have a few things left in the baskets, but they are mostly empty project bags or magazine starts that I have not started because I have enough starts done. So, I don't know how long this video is going to be. I might have to upload it in 2 parts. I did have a little bit of haul. I know this is a WIP Parade, but it's also my Flosstube, regular Flosstube. I got Amaranth by Shepherd's Bush. This is a little kit. Somebody was destashing fully kitted floss and fabric. And I got 2 pieces of Lugana. Nope, sorry, Jobelin. 28 count and 32 count white Jobelin, even weave fabric. This is what I'm going to be dyeing. And now I don't have a color decided for me, so I know I really wanted to do Christmas in London on a very pale gray. I think I have some gray dye that I can wash down. We'll see. I might do something colorful as well. It's Jobelin, so it's going to be a more muted version than what a linen would be. So, and I got my 2021 Christmas ornaments. There are a few in here that I do like. I don't know, some people just didn't like this year's, but there's something for everybody. That's all I'm gonna say. I also got a bunch of the beads and charms needed for Christmas Eve couriers that are close to being finished. And I started to bead and realized that's not going to work out so great. And I also got Black Needle Society Resolution Stitching Retreat in a box. And I got myself some organizers and stickers, and there was beautiful, beautiful floss. Stitching journal. I'm sure you've seen other people unbox it, and so I won't go into everything. I will be expressing here, I'm not sure anymore if it's worth it to keep going. I do have 2 more on the way. I haven't been super impressed, so we'll see. But that's all my whips. That is every whip in my possession right now. If I find time next week or soon after, I will try to do a finishes of 2021. Sunflower Fairy would be one of them, I believe. I'm pretty sure that was this year. It had to be this year. So anyways, I am going to take off now. This is an exceptionally long video. I hope you enjoyed what you saw. I don't care if you watched it in like 3 different sittings. Take a break, go watch something else, because I know sometimes I find myself stitching and watching a floss tube, and it's not that the person is boring or anything, but it's just that the monotonous of the voice and such can make you just want to fall asleep. So I have to switch it to a movie or something else, and then I will, in the morning with fresh eyes, turn it back on and watch the rest of it. So I know that probably happens a lot with mine because, yeah, I have a calming voice. So I am going to put all of this away, plug that memory card into my computer, scramble together as much as I can, and start uploading it. And maybe tomorrow we'll have some Christmas decorations actually out. One of these days soon I should put together a stocking video. Speaking of which, one more thing. Leah got her stocking. So I can show you what it looks like now that it is finished and off and received and hanging up, I hope. Anyways, that's it. I'm going to leave and clean up, and I think I'm going to work on Owl Forest. Try to get caught up on that. We'll see. Until next time, take care of each other, be kind to each other. Merry Christmas. Happy Thanksgiving. I know I didn't say it earlier, but happy Thanksgiving, and I hope you are all doing well. I know it's a rough time of the year for lots of people, so take care of yourselves. Until next time, bye.